Well, Nicole C. Mullen has lifted millions with her gospel music. Her personal life, though, has been marred by violence, abuse, and betrayal. But through every trial, she has trusted God. And today she's encouraging others to remember it's never wrong to do the right thing.
Nicole C. Mullen is a multiple Dove Award-winning and Grammy-nominated singer and songwriter. She is known for her hit songs Redeemer and On My Knees. But what most people don't know is that despite her success, she has suffered hardship, including abuse and betrayal. In her book, It's Never Wrong to Do the Right Thing, Nicole shares her story alongside heroes of the faith who trusted God to help them make the right decisions in their darkest seasons.
Well, we are so honored to have Nicole C. Mullen here with us live on the show. Nicole, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it's such an honor to always have you with us. But let's just go back to your story. Before we get into the book, I wanted to get into your story a little bit more. You know, you said that your life was drama-free until something happened. The age of 20, you ended up getting married. What happened?
You know, it looked so good on the outside, and I kind of ignored the red flags. He said the right things. We looked like a great couple. But behind the closed doors that, you know, we lived in, it was abusive. And he would ask me a question over and over again, Ashley, on top of the physical beatings. He'd ask me a question and he'd say, Nicole, what is your purpose in life? And then he would answer and he'd say, that's your problem. You have no purpose.
Wow.
And so I remember hearing that. And I didn't have the courage to utter my rebuttal. But on the inside, I was screaming, I do have a purpose.
Yeah.
Because I had remembered what the word had said.
Yes, that is so powerful. You do absolutely have a purpose, and you're living it out today, girl.
Yes, yes.
Well, you also talk about how that trauma really left you vulnerable with some like internal wounds.
Yeah.
How did you deal with those internal wounds?
Well, initially not so well, you know.
most of us,
honestly,
that's what happens.
You know, really.
Yeah.
But it was really, it's what's written in the Word that actually brought me back to be balanced, to the right place that I was supposed to be.
Right.
It was me knowing, like I said earlier, what it says over in Romans 8:28, you know, that all things would work together for good. He never said everything would be good, but that he would work it together for our good if we love God and if we're called according to his purpose. And so I love God, and because of that, even though I made other mistakes, because of that, the Lord began to center me according to his purpose. And before I knew it, like, he allowed one good door to open after another good door in the midst of night seasons.
Right.
You know, he visited me there, and he gave me reminders and encouragement from many sheroes and heroes of the faith, you know.
Absolutely.
And so a lot of the book is about those heroes and those sheroes that encouraged me when I was going through hard times.
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned night seasons, and I thought it was so cool. You actually got a prophetic word from somebody who said amazing things, but then also said that the Lord was going to give you songs in the night.
Yes.
What did she mean by that?
Well, she meant what I didn't know she meant at the time. At the time, you know, I was 12 years old. I was 12 years old. And so that's what I'm saying. So later on, when the beatings were coming and he was telling me I had no purpose, I was remembering, no, Lord, you spoke over me. You gave me, you know, words, you know, ahead of time that you were going to help me. And so the songs in the night, you know, I thought she meant he was going to give me songs after 10 or 11 o'clock.
Right.
And I was like, cool, I'm a night out anyway. This works with my schedule, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. You didn't say songs in the morning, you know. But I didn't realize until later that he meant songs in the dark night seasons of life, when it was hard to see him, when it was hard to even remember, or where are you, God? In those seasons, he was going to sing over me and sing through me. And most of the songs that people know from Nicole C. Mullen. I mean, you know, outside of me singing Larry Boy, I'm just saying. but the other songs they know of me, Redeemer, Calling Jesus on My Knees, they were written in those dark night seasons of life.
Well, how has the Lord just truly redeemed those night seasons of your life?
You know, first of all, I'm going to tell you, the way he has redeemed it the most is with his presence.
Come on, girl.
It's with his peace. I mean, he's given me, you know, awards and great family members and experiences. He really has. But I'm telling you, the prize The champion of my story is Jesus the Christ.
Yeah.
He has never left me, nor has he forsaken me. He has been faithful and true to his word. He has been kind to my broken heart. He has been a healer. So, I mean, if anyone is the apex of my story or anything, it's Jesus, the Redeemer, for real. And so when I sing about it, when I talk about it, it's my battle cry, and at the same time, it's my declaration of faith.
Ooh, that's powerful, girl. I love that. Well, the book is called It's Never Wrong to Do the Right Thing, Courageous Stories to Inspire Godly Decisions. You talk about a lot of people in the book, some sheroes. I love that. Women in the Bible, women not mentioned in the Bible, in life, in history. But one of my favorite people who you talk about is your mom. Your mom.
A shero named
I love that. Oh,
yes.
my goodness.
My mother is a Proverbs 31 woman. Like, she really is.
Yeah.
And she has been all throughout, you know, me growing up. My mom and my dad, they would get us up every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, and we would pray. And then right before we would go to school, Mom would lay her hands on my sisters and I again to pray favor and the Lord's blessings upon us. And watching her example of living out the word has been an example for me in real time. And I'm so grateful. She's now my next door neighbor. You know,
Mom
is my next door neighbor. Mom is out there. She's almost 80 years old. Mom is planting in her garden, and she's, you know, helping people, and she's sending out text messages, and she's gathering women. And so she's a beautiful woman of God, and I'm honored to have her in my life.
I absolutely love that you put her in the book. But then another amazing woman that you mentioned in the book, and I can't let you go without talking about her, is Elizabeth Freeman. Can you tell us about her?
Yes, Elizabeth Freeman, she was a shero I didn't know about until recently. I was honored to have been able to play her part in the movie The American Miracle. But she was a slave in the 1700s, and she had heard about the Declaration of Independence in 1776. She had heard about the Constitution for Massachusetts, where they had said all men were created equal. She was in the room when they spoke about the Sheffield Resolves in Massachusetts that led to the Declaration of Independence. And she couldn't read, but she could retain. And she had heard about these freedoms, and so she sought it out for herself. And she went to a family friend of her master's, and he was a lawyer, and she said, basically, am I all mankind? Like, does it apply to me? And so he decided to take up her case. And so he, being a white lawyer, went before a white judge and an all-white jury, and all of them unanimously said yes, she should be granted her freedom. So in 1781, she was given her freedom, and in 1783, subsequently, all the slaves in Massachusetts were free because she asked first. And then it would be almost another 100 years before the rest of the slaves in the U.S. would be given theirs. But hers was granted to her early because she acted upon what she heard. And I believe that there are things that God has for us that unless we act upon what we've heard, they won't be ours. Jesus has paid the price for it. But unless we say, I want to receive it and I want to be obedient to what your word tells me to do, then we can't have it. But he is encouraging us to do the right thing. And he gives us examples. And so she's definitely one of those people.
Yeah, absolutely, she is. Well, last question for you. What do you want people to really take away from this book?
Wow, that life can be hard. We're all under construction. I say all the time, my life is a work in progress, under construction. I need to have, you know. But in the midst of it, God still gives us wisdom. And he lays it out in his word. He gives us blueprints as to how we are to live and conduct ourselves. He gives us examples of people who have gone before us, people just like us, messed up, people who have crazy situations, but how he worked in the midst of it. So I want them to know that in the midst of their situation, God is present, and he's waiting for them to call out and to have a relationship with him, and then to obey what it is that he commands for them to do. And in doing that, we have success and we have victory.
Oh my goodness. Well, Nicole, I love this. Thank you so much for being with us. And I just want to let everyone know you can continue to be inspired by getting a copy of Nicole's book. It's called It's Never Wrong to Do the Right Thing, Courageous Stories to Inspire Godly Decisions. And you can find it wherever books are sold.